Please raise your hands if you can see nothing but soil in this picture. Okay, I'll come back to that. Because I've got something to tell you, fellow Toastmasters. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, it shall not lie. Although it might tarry, wait for it. It will surely come, it will not tarry. Fellow Toastmasters, this year I took part in the International Speech Contest for District 40, where I finished third. And to be honest with you, this was probably one of the most important moments in my Toastmasters career, simply because of all the mindsets and the skill sets that I've been able to acquire. Well, the most rewarding part of that experience was all the positive feedback and messages of support that I received from my fellow Toastmasters, my friends and people that I've not even met yet in person. Things like, hey man, I got inspired by your message. And one day I want to join Toastmasters as well. Things like, hey man, one day I would like to share the stage with you in Toastmasters. Maybe together we can get better. But there was one message in particular that stuck with me, which was the verse from the Bible that I just spoke to you about. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, it shall not lie. Although it might tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Whether you're a believer or not, the key takeaway from that verse, the thing that I want you to focus on, is the following. Everything worthwhile takes time. I said to myself, since I joined Toastmasters, I've had this vision, the goal of being able to impact lives of millions of people around the world through my voice and through my story. Now, looking back at this verse, I'm thinking, I have such a big goal and such a big dream, but to be able to achieve that, I need to take it step by step. I have to be patient with it, consistent and persistent. How many of you have heard of the bamboo tree story? Please raise your hands. Well, a bamboo tree is a beautiful tree. It takes on average about 3 to 4 years for the tree to grow. And what I mean by saying grow is to see the visible growth. 3 to 4 years for the tree to break through the ground. I know some of you are checking right now. But what's fascinating about that story is the fact that it takes only a month for the tree to double in size once it's out there on the surface. And then from there it grows all the way to 130 feet tall in a space of a year to 2 years. Now, when I heard this story, I said to myself, my dream of being able to impact lives of millions of people around the world will be the bamboo tree story. So if I was to bring your attention back now to this picture and ask you a question here, what can you see? What would your answer be?
Bamboo tree.
Yes, thank you. Bamboo tree. That's right. And I'm a pretty logical guy for the Toastmasters. You know, all my life I studied science, which is pretty logical, right? If I can please go to the next slide, and I can ask you a question, what's happening in here? What can you see in here? Do you see anything in the middle here? Empty space, right? Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see. I see nothing. You can see nothing. Yes. Okay. So how many of you can see an empty space in here? In the middle? Too much of it, right? Well, I see something different. What I see right there in the middle, waving at all the beautiful ladies, to the right and to the left, myself. Mr. Paul Donald Kanankana. I know some of you are a little bit confused right now, and you're asking yourself the question, what? I can't see you right there in the middle, Paul. I know you're 6'3", but I still can't see you. But what's happening here right now, fellow Toastmasters, is exactly what I was telling you about. The bamboo tree story. Because I'm right there underneath the stage, hiding, planting my seeds, growing day to day, waking up in the morning, rehearsing my speech, coming to Toastmasters, practicing, taking on different roles to become a better speaker, and pursue my goal and my dream of being able to impact lives of millions around the world. With that being said, fellow Toastmasters, I know that we all have big goals and dreams, but sometimes we get stuck and we think nothing is happening for us. When you catch yourself thinking that way, what I want you to do is to remember the picture of the soil. William, could you please go back 2 slides? The picture of the soil, right here, and the bamboo tree story. And ask yourself a question. What can I see? Mr. Toastmaster. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. Now we have to give feedback.